When you think of Aaron Ramsey, you picture a passionate, technically elite midfielder with a knack for big moments. But now, the question on Cardiff City's fans' lips is this. Could Rambo be the next man to lead Cardiff City from the dugout? From playing in the blue shirt of Cardiff, the red shirt of Wales, he took charge as an interim manager. Is it the right time for Aaron Ramsey to lead the club out of League One and into the future? Aaron Ramsey's football journey is a story of talent, determination, and loyalty. He started in Cardiff City's academy. He became a standout midfielder as a teenager. He was in the first team by the age of 16, playing alongside some big names. In fact, people were upset. City fans were fuming when he wasn't named in the starting lineup of an FA Cup final. But he earned his big money move to Arsenal. And as a promising young star, that move was a huge step up, going from a championship club to one of the true Premier League giants. And though he established himself at Arsenal and later played for Juventus and other clubs, Ramsey's connection to Cardiff has remained strong. During his career, he had a couple of loan spells back at Cardiff, bringing experience and leadership to the team he loves. But also with Wales in 2016, of course, Gareth Bale takes all the plaudits, and rightly so. But without Aaron Ramsey, that revolution under Welsh football, it wouldn't have happened. The man is an elite and was an elite midfielder. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Wasn't for that leg break, he would have become one of the best 5 midfielders in the world. He is that good. But it's not just his skills on the pitch that are appealing. He is, when you speak to people at the Welsh FA, at Cardiff, and other people who know him, he is rated as a real football mind. People expect him to go on and be a real good football manager and football coach. Last season, we saw Ramsey, he had returned permanently to Cardiff City as a player. He was frustrated by fitness, limited by those injuries for an impact on the pitch. However, when he was fit and when he was on the pitch, he made a huge difference. Unfortunately, he couldn't keep that fitness going, and he was picking up injuries. And this highlighted the physical toll of professional football at this stage of his career. Following such a serious injury, he's never quite been able to get over the leg break. Was the leg break, obviously. It was a very nasty one. But the after effects of that have had a massive impact on his career. But he still played at the top level and still achieved unbelievable things. He just would have been, instead of just being great, in my opinion, he would have been world class. And I think, a lot of people who've played with him and know him and coached him say exactly the same thing. But despite his challenges, his commitment to Wales, his commitment to Cardiff, it never wavers. He's a leader and he's a symbol of hope for City fans because he is one of them. Publicly, towards the end of the season, Ramsey insisted he still wants to keep playing. But I think it was clear for everyone to see when he led the club in that first game, the emotion and the passion and the pride of managing his club was there for all to see. Now, I believe, and I said this straight after the season, that the job was his if he wanted it. However, it's the worst kept secret in the world is that he will only take the job if certain assurances or things are addressed. There's even been speculation about a potential player manager role, a unique path, which would be interesting, but it may allow him to at least try to make that Wales squad. I don't know. Personally, I think as a manager, I think he'd have to stop playing. If he was an assistant manager to a Nathan Jones or someone, then I could see still playing. That's just my opinion, though. In terms of the things that the insurances that he wants clear leadership at the club, the football structure side of things. I think he wants the recruitment addressed, and he wants experienced coaches with him. Who would disagree with that? I think we all agree that that was the case. I think we all agree that Omar Rhys should have had those things in place, but that's another story for another day. When Omar Rhys was sacked late in the season, Ramsey took a huge step when he was appointed the interim manager for the final 3 games. It wasn't a solo mission, and he was supported by his former teammate and close friend, Chris Gunter, in an extremely young and exciting coaching team, which, as I say, Chris Gunter and Matt Bloxham featured in it, as well as others, both known for fresh ideas, a close connection with Welsh football, but both known for being very, very good coaches. It was quite astute, and it was quite interesting to see that coaching team put together. Together, they tried to steady a struggling team, but under it was so much pressure. The results were mixed. We were done before he took over. But I think his ability to motivate the players was clear. You could see certain things straight away. You could see us trying to move the ball quickly. You could see him telling the likes of Keane Ashford and others to literally be on the touchline when they're creating width, like paint on the boots. He was passionate. He was up and he was down and he was nervous. But I think there was a slight improvement to the way Cardiff played. However, the belief, togetherness, everything was absolutely decimated by that point, and it was an impossible thing really for us to do. I mean, tactically, his approach was what you see is quite common, which is quite flexible. 4-2-3-1, nice wide wingers, a number 10 float in with the 2 holding midfielders. But that can be evolved. I think he had 3 games. He was never going to make massive changes to the personnel or the system. We have a limited window into what he's going to do on that side of things. But he was looking for intelligent pressing. He was looking to regain possession quickly. He was looking to not leave too many gaps at the back and focus on being wide and swift transitions and moving the ball quicker. It was a brief tenure. There was a couple of academy players and stuff like that, which, got some time, but ultimately it was about winning football matches, and we didn't really achieve that. So I think that's fair. Defensively, the team averaged 10 tackles and interceptions per game as per SofaScore, which showed an aggressive approach to trying to win the ball back. Cardiff City's relegation to League One complicates matters. It's the 3rd tier of football. It's more physical. It's heightened expectations. Everybody is expecting us to go straight back up. Is Aaron Ramsey going to play for us? Is he going to be the manager? Is he going to be the coach? When I was told, and I said this on a show, when I was told that the job was his if he wanted that, it was my opinion that they should give it to him if they meet his requests or his conditions, whatever you want to phrase it as, because we do need to address the day-to-day running of the football side of things. We do need to address the recruitment, and we do need to get the right people in around him. I said in a previous video that I believe Nathan Jones and Aaron Ramsey with Chris Gunter and whatever other coaches they want is the perfect mix. If you really, really want to take Cardiff City onto the next level, then you bring in Barry Murphy and you bring in Steve McPhail as the beginning of a football operations team, and then you will cook. I believe Aaron Ramsey can be the face and the leader of Cardiff City's revolution, but most importantly, the evolution. Yes, he's inexperienced as a manager, That's why he wants experienced coaches around with him. He wants the right people around him. If we put the right people around him, I believe that he can be the guy. He has the respect of the players. But more importantly, and excuse my forthright speaking, Aaron Ramsey was in the dressing room last year. He knows which players struggle under pressure. He knows which players freeze under pressure. He knows which players are dedicated, which players maybe take their foot off the gas when they're not happy or they don't work hard. He knows which players are moaners. He knows which players need an arm around them. He knows which players are, quite frankly, knobheads, which players are troublemakers, which players don't have the right attitude, mentality, whatever it may be. He has a unique insight that any other manager does not have because he has been in that dressing room all year. Equally, he knows the problems at the club. So he knows that we need to address recruitment. He knows we need a football structure. He knows that if you put an inexperienced manager in there, you need to get the right people around him. He knows those things. So let's roll with it and implement it and look to the future. Let's let him be the manager in 10 years' time. Let's be ahead of the curve. I'm so fed up of being behind on every metric. I'm so fed up of being behind the curve. I would like to be ahead of the curve for once. So the people who do the coaching badges, the FAW, people within football, they all say what an incredible football mind Aaron Ramsey has. They all say that he's a good leader. He's good with the players. He's good interacting with people. But tactically and from a football point of view, they all say he is going right to the top as a coach like he would have done, and he did to a certain extent as a player. So instead of waiting till he's established himself, let's let him establish himself at Cardiff by giving him the right support. Vincent Tan, no doubt, puts money into Cardiff City Football Club and keeps us afloat and keeps us going and allows us to buy players and all the rest of it. Let's spend that money more intelligently and look for the short term, the mid term, and the long term. Let's build for the future. Aaron Ramsey knows the city and the club intimately, is excited by the potential of a talented group of young players already making their mark and pushing through the academy. He knows all the boys. He knows all the Welsh lads coming through, all the age groups. So he knows what's coming through. What's not to be excited by. But he's a very calm, patient, clear-headed guy. He isn't rushing into this next step. If he's going to do it, he's going to want to do it right. Otherwise, he won't do it, is my opinion. He's emphasized the need for clear football leadership at the club, a strong recruitment framework, an experienced coaching team around him. And I guess what it comes down to is it Rambo's time? Could Aaron Ramsey be the man to lead Cardiff City back into the Championship? Could Aaron Ramsey start his managerial career by establishing a legacy like no other at Cardiff City? He has the passion, he has the love, he has the loyalty. According to some, he has the managerial capabilities and the managerial thought process and potential to be that guy. Will it be as a player manager, a player coach? I don't know. Fitness is an issue. Does the Wales squad become a bit of a distraction? I don't know. They're all very real hurdles. In my opinion, look, if the club commits to some sort of football structure and give Ramsey the time and they really start to build something with him, it could be the start of not only a remarkable you know, a managerial career, but it could also be the start of a fresh chapter for Cardiff City. Is it Aaron's time? It remains to be seen. However, I would like to know what you guys think. Slightly different one, because I spoke more from the heart with this one. It's a real, like, it's a head whistler, isn't it? This, like, all these different profiles we've done on the managers, and I think I talked myself into a few. Like, for me, I look at it and I think, look, I'm a City fan. I want Cardiff City to succeed. I'd be happy with Nathan Jones. I'd be happy with Aaron Ramsey. I'd be happy with Gary O'Neill. I'd be happy with Brian Barry Murphy. At the moment, I'm hearing that Ian Evatt is the fallback option if these kinds of guys fall through. I think that'll be an absolute disaster. I think a lot of players will leave. I think he will upset a lot of people real quickly. And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, because I do think there's some people within the club that need to be upset. But we have some decent players. Let's get a decent manager in to build something. You know, if you're going to go for the cheap option, don't go for Ian Evatt. Go for Aaron Ramsey. Go for Des Buckingham. Brian Barry Murphy. Don't go for Ian Evatt. But anyway, if you'd like to see some more of these, let me know, because I am expecting an appointment anytime soon. So I was kind of planning this to be the last one of the kind of looking at the managers. If you would like me to look at Des Buckingham, Ruben Sellers, Ian Holloway, some of the others who are on the list, I will. But we'll have to see how we go in terms of the appointment, because I'm expecting it soon. By the end of May, we should have a manager. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I appreciate you as always. And most importantly, my friends, keep the faith and become a member. In a bit.